When the pandemic first hit, I really had no interest in covering anything. But once the protests over George Floyd's death happened, they came right outside my house, and I couldn't help but grab my camera and go cover what was going on. The first day I went out to cover the protests, I didn't think I was going to go out again. But it just kept going, and I felt that I needed to continue that work. In the Capitol Hill neighborhood where a lot of the protesting is going on, they have signs that are encouraging photographers to ask themselves questions like, why are you making images here? What are you profiting off of? And are you encouraging yourself to make images for the wrong reasons? Where are the Black, brown, and Indigenous voices? And why are you sending white photographers into spaces that they're not familiar with to report? So firstly, it's the work that I want to make, and then it's really secondarily that people are picking it up and running it in national magazines. Everyone's just doing what they can in this movement, and photography is what I can do.
It's kind of hard to shoot while you're actually marching, so I usually observe the crowd, walk with the crowd, try to make some images if I can, but really it's all about when you get to the location that the march is at. Let me get your flag.
Black, brown, and Indigenous photographers are really starting to get more attention than they ever have before. I personally have gotten a lot of outreach, and I feel some kind of way about that. I mean, on one hand, it's really important to be amplifying Black voices right now.
1, 2, 3. Yes. Word.
On the other hand, it feels so uncomfortable, especially as a light-skinned person. I have a lot of privilege being like a cute, half-Black, biracial girl. Being singled out as a Black photographer is something that has never happened to me. I've had to really own my identity as a Black American. Yes, I am Black, I am a photographer, and I do deserve publication. I think we need to reevaluate who's telling stories about what, and that's not to say that a white photographer can't be covering anything but white culture.
Parnell's, the iconic corner store.
But I think it's important to check yourself about why you're making the work, because it's really easy to get motivated by, of course, money. It's easy to get motivated by what would make a good headline.
Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I got your plants in here.
And that's such a dangerous slope to be going down, because things that make good headlines are often really problematic for communities, things like violence. Of course, these are real issues going on, but at the same time, you don't want to sensationalize what you're doing. And I think it's easy to be grounded in your work when you have a background in what you're reporting on. Growing up, I didn't see anyone who I felt looked like me in the media, and now that that's starting to happen, I just want to push it even more. I think there should be multicultural aspects to every project, because if you're only getting one viewpoint of the world, you're really not telling an intricate story.